Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. We've spent months now assessing the coronavirus pandemic, mostly from a medical standpoint. We now know a lot more about the virus than we did back in March and February, and we're grateful for that. Facts are always better than speculation. But it's possible that in doing that, we've spent maybe too little time considering the rest of the country, the many millions of Americans who will never face serious health risks from this virus. So the question is, and we should be asking this a lot, how are they doing? Well, more than 30 million of them are now unemployed. 30 million. That is so many people that it's hard to digest what it means or what it's going to mean 5 years from now. For some context, that is double the job loss from the Great Recession of 2009. That took us 10 years to recover from. Many never did recover. In fact, the entire middle class never recovered. So how long will 30 million take? That's a terrifying question. In fact, it's too scary for many of our leaders to consider. It implicates their judgments, their policies. So they're determined to ignore that question, and they're even more determined that you ignore it too. You are absolutely not allowed to think about that, much less talk about it. How many times in the last week have you clicked on a video a friend sent, only to discover it has been deleted by YouTube, Google, because it criticized the people in charge? We've never seen anything like this in the history of our country. It used to be a free place. We bragged about it. But it's happening, and not just online. The police commissioner of New York announced this week that political protests have been banned in America's biggest city. How long have they been banned? Well, for as long as his boss, Bill de Blasio, says they're banned. So it could be a while. It's nice when voters aren't allowed to criticize you. As the commissioner explained, that's the law now. Quote, "These are laws that have been passed down through executive order." Yeah, got that? Passed through executive order. But wait, by definition, executive orders aren't passed. No legislature signs off on them. They're ordered. That's why they're orders. Whatever. Details. Shut up. You'd think some civil libertarian judge somewhere would do something about all of this. They're always inventing new rights for illegal aliens, usually the right to free stuff at your expense, or a lot of those. Maybe we could get some of those rights too. But no, you're just an American. Do what you're told. Shelley Luther just learned that lesson in the hardest way. Luther owns a salon in the city of Dallas. In March, she closed her business. The government told her to. She lost all of her income when she shut it down because that's what our leaders demanded. And then she waited, and she waited, and she waited. And a month later, her business was still closed, and she was out of money. Finally, she decided she had no choice. Her back was against a wall. So on April 24th, she reopened her salon. The government warned her not to do that. They sent her a citation. She did it anyway.
Dallas salon owner Shelley Luther vowing to remain open in defiance of state orders, tearing up a citation she received.
I could be used as an example, or they'll go away, or I don't know. I'm not going to shut down.
I can be used as an example, Luther said. She was assuming that other business owners in Dallas might follow her lead. But the government took notice. They wanted her to be an example too, but in a very different way. Police arrested Luther. They dragged her before a Dallas County judge called Eric Moy. And that was Luther's bad luck. Moy is a deeply irresponsible person. He is a political hack. He is a self-described Democratic Party activist. He once circulated a chain letter denouncing Supreme Court owners who are going under. These are people with employees who are struggling to buy food, are being punished for the crime of earning a living by authoritarian buffoons, goons, who are living off their tax dollars. How's that for an arrangement? Meanwhile, and this is the best part, actual criminals are going free. 3 weeks ago, the city of Dallas began releasing more than 1,000 inmates from the county jail. Some are in for serious felonies. Authorities said they had no choice. They had to save the inmates from the virus, the very same virus that Shelley Luther will likely be exposed to in jail where she is now for trying to earn an honest living. It's hard to believe any of this is real. Unfortunately, it is real. It's happening right now. Warren Nord is Luther's attorney. We're happy to have him on tonight. Mr. Nord, thanks so much for coming on. So your client is in jail right now?
That's correct. He remanded her to the sheriff's department while we were in the court yesterday.
So she was such a threat to the city of Dallas that there couldn't be a period between conviction and sentencing. She just had to go right to jail.
Oh, That's correct, because she committed the actual crime of heresy against the city of Dallas and its oligarchy that decided that real criminals could go to jail, but people who were heretics, or people who were real criminals could be let out, but the heretics could go to jail. And he demanded that she admit she was being selfish and being offensive and apologize to everybody. He actually said, I want you to apologize for being selfish. And so, of course, she wasn't being selfish. She's just trying to earn a dollar, like all of these people that are hurting. So all these salons, all these people, they only get paid when they do haircuts. They're contractors. There's no government funds for those guys. Even Shelley, who's a salon owner, could have access to some funds, which she received recently. But her business family have no funds, and she only received that recently.
And so this buffoon hack judge, really the most entitled person in Dallas, decides she must be in prison. Let me just ask you a question, since you are an attorney. She violated the law, but my understanding is laws are passed by legislatures, by elected officials.
Right.
This so-called law is just a decree. I don't understand how that's a law and how you can go to jail because you violated it.
Well, we have a law that says that you can be enjoined from breaking an ordinance. And so then we have a mayor that says, I'm going to announce the 4th amended emergency regulations, and they have the force and effect of laws. They're not laws, but that's what they are. So what we've seen, Tucker, is that this emergency has exposed all the tiny tyrants for who they are. They've got this glimpse of power, and man, they're going to show everybody exactly what to do. And so if you don't follow exactly what they do, then here's a man who says, and we can say that we understand the virus is serious without saying, look, we're all going to be Walking Dead zombies next month, right? We can do what's reasonable. And so this man believes, well, it's an epidemic and we have to do something. But if he believes that, then what he's doing is he's saying, you get a potential death sentence because I'm sending you to the jail that we're kicking our criminals out of. So, serious business.
Yeah. I have the feeling if she was here illegally from another country, the chances are, let me just calculate, 0 that she would be in jail right now. So we're just getting word that the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, has offered to take her place in jail to pay her $7,000 fine. Do you think that would be a sufficient burnt offering for Moses over there on your bench, or no?
No. She has to bend the knee. I mean, that's what he wants. And in the order, even in the order for contempt that he says, if you will but express contrition and apologize, then we could look at doing this and we could fix this. The idea that Dan Patrick or anybody could take the place is not going to be sufficient. They want her to bend the knee, and nothing else will suffice.
Is that allowed? I mean, I don't know where, I'm not that familiar with the Texas legal code, but is there a law in Texas that says you have to grovel before morons who are wearing robes? Is that part of the law there, or is that just something he made up from the bench?
I appear before a lot of judges, Tucker, so I can't say that too much, but I can tell you that I've never seen that. I've never seen it. And I've had judges that are mad at me, but I've never had a judge say, you must admit how selfish you're being in order to grant me, for me to grant you mercy. You know, he didn't have to do that. He could have said, look, I know you're just trying to earn a living, but I've got to enforce the law. So I'm going to hit you with $500 a day and let you go. He could have done that, but that wasn't what he wanted. He wants the contrition. He wants that apology.
Well, he's like a power-drunk third-grade teacher. Can't chew the gum unless you have enough for everybody. Was that part of his order, too? Don't answer that. Pure speculation. Warren, thank you for coming on tonight, and good luck to your client. More than good luck. We're rooting for her. This is an awful thing that's happened, and I hope it awakens people to what's happening in a lot of places.